What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Figma My Hero Academia Ochaco Uraraka. And here we have Ochaco Uraraka pose and out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually run through her accessories really fast. Uraraka does come with 3 different facial expressions. We do get her smiling expression that she has on her right now. We do get an even more happy laughing expression, which does look really nice. And then we of course get her angry expression. Uraraka also comes with 2 different head sculpts. We do get one where she has her hair down, and then we get one where she has her mask. We also get several sets of hands. We get a pair of fists. We get a pair of style pose hands. We get a pair of grip hands. And then we have a right thumbs up hand. Uraraka also comes with a rocket accessory along with a clip that you can add to the Figma display stage. And then of course we get the Figma display stand. Other than that, Uraraka doesn't come with anything else, which I think is a missed opportunity not to have included that big puffy face that she makes when she really exerts herself. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's actually take a closer look at Uraraka. And so here we have a closer look at Uraraka, and you know what? I think Figma has done a fantastic job with this figure. Just like with Kirishima, they did a really good job transitioning the 2D into 3D, because Uraraka here looks as cute as a button, just like she does in the anime and in the manga. Really do like it. She, of course, does have her little blush right here on her cheeks. The eyes are just done so well. I do love the detailing in her eyes. Those look really nice. Her smile is, of course, really big because she's a really happy person. And like I said, between this and this face, it's really hard for me to decide which one I like better, but they're both really good faces. But yeah, Uraraka here does look really nice. I do like it. Her hair is done exceptionally well. You can see it is sculpted beautifully. And one thing I do like is that they did give her her alternate head where she has her mask and visor, which they actually did a really good job of making it look like the hair is compressed in the helmet just as it would actually be. So yeah, we really do get a lot of detailing here with Uraraka, and I am glad that we get the mask and the unmasked version. That's something that I'm really happy about. And you can even see her ears poke through her hair, which is really nice. I think the one problem I do have is that really obvious seam. Every figure we've had a look at has done a really good job of hiding the seam line, especially with the hair. Uraraka, unfortunately, doesn't have anything to break up that seam. It's really hard to decide how to have actually done that because there's really no texture on the top of her head. It's mainly right here on the sides. But yeah, I really like the face sculpt on Uraraka here. And then having a look at her outfit, it's just perfect. There's really nothing I have against this. Maybe the back where you see there's a little bit of messiness in the line work, but it's just in the back of the figure. It's not that big a deal to me, quite honestly. The little button she has right here on the front of her costume do look really nice, and I do like the fact that the costume is actually sculpted, where you have the buttons and the line work right here. It's sculpted, so it's not just the paint that separates it. There's a distinct line there, so really happy about that. The only place where there isn't line work is right here on her arm. Actually, you know what? After feeling it, yeah, the pink band is actually a raised part. I didn't even notice that at first because it looks so seamless that's actually a raised part, that the pink band separating the lighter pink and the black is actually its own little raised sculpted part. So yeah, that's pretty good detail. It almost fooled me. I didn't even notice that at first. Then you can see she does have this really nice glossy black for the black parts of her outfit, and then a matte finish for the rest of it, and that just adds so much contrast to the figure. I really do like it. She does have these really big puffy bands. The wrist guards do look really nice, and they do have these little pink bands going around them. So really good job there. Having a look at her little belt, it does have that brighter pink in the middle, and along with the 2 sides where it probably clips on. And then we also do have a little bit of sculpt work on her belt, but it's so light that you really need to catch it in shadows to even notice that it's there, but really do like that. We do have the little hole where the Figma stage pegs into her back. Again, really love the transition from the shiny plastic to the matte finish on her costume. That brings out so much contrast and has a really nice feel to it. Then we go on to her boots, where she has these really big boots, and they're kind of puffy too. I really do like the design of Uraraka's costume. She, of course, does have heels, and then we have the pink part of her undersoles, which is accurate to the manga and the anime. So Figma has done an amazing job with Uraraka here, and I'm really glad that I do have her in my collection. Now, proportionally, she does look fine, although I think her hips could have been a little bit bigger. She doesn't have that really slender anime style girl look that we're used to seeing. She actually has some curves on her, which I'm surprised Figma didn't add them as much as they normally do. But yeah, she still looks nice, and I really do like the way this figure came out. So that's Uraraka's detail for you guys. So what we're going to do now is actually get her compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Uraraka posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Uraraka posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Uraraka posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally, here we do have Uraraka posed next to a Figma Bakugo and a Figma Deku. So, with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Uraraka's articulation. Now, she does have the same ball hinge that we've seen with all the other figures. If we can just pop her faceplate off, you can see she does have a ball joint going into the back of her hair, which does provide some forward and back and some up and down movement. Then we do have a hinge right here, which does provide more articulation, and you can actually pose the head a little bit higher than what you need to, even though I don't think you want to pose them like this, because that is really disjointed. But it does help with some posing. You can see you can get them to look in any way you want with that. And of course her head does rotate left and right, and we get some really nice head tilt for attitude and posing, so I really do like that. We do have a ball hinge in the shoulder, so it's a ball going into the torso, which does provide some forward and back movement. As you can see, it does go down and up a little bit. She does go out to the side pretty far. I do like that. Of course, all the way around, no problems whatsoever. We don't have a bicep swivel, but we do have a swivel up here in the shoulder. Then we have a hinge here in the elbow, giving us a little bit better than 90 degrees. And of course, we do have rotation at that elbow as well. We do have your standard ball hinge here at the wrist, which does provide up and down movement. We can rotate that peg to have in and out movement. And then of course it rotates on that peg. So as far as Uraraka's torso goes, I believe it's a ball joint. Let's see if I can't pull her apart right here. And I just popped her head off. I want to say it's a ball joint because it does move around like a double ball joint. It doesn't feel like a ball pin. So yeah, it's probably a ball joint going to the side really nicely. I did knock her hair off, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think Uraraka looks better with the hair in front of her face like that, rather than having that gigantic forehead. Now, she also does have another ball joint here at the waist, so that does lean back about that far. Unfortunately, she doesn't crunch that far forward, which is pretty unfortunate because I would have liked some more forward momentum with that. Legs do kick out to the side, no problem. They do kick forward all the way to the front. If you try going past the 90 degrees, you can do it, but you also run the risk of popping her leg off, so do be aware of that. We do have a thigh swivel up high, so it is really well hidden, especially because of how her leg is sculpted. You really don't see it rotate, but there is rotation up there in the thigh. We do have a single bend in the knee, which does give us more than 90 degrees. Her foot actually goes really far back. We do have a swivel there at the boot. Now, unfortunately, because of the way her design is, we don't get any type of ankle articulation because her boot is one solid sculpt. So there's no rocker ankle, no ankle hinge, no toe pivot, nothing like that, which I'm perfectly fine with. I'd rather keep the sculpt uniform and like this rather than break it up with some giant ball joints. Can you imagine how big those ball joints would have to be to encompass that foot? But yeah, overall, I think Uraraka here is a really adorable figure, and she looks really nice, especially posed with all your other My Hero Academia figures. So, with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get her pose for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And here we have the Figma Ochaco Uraraka pose for my final thoughts. And overall, I really do love this figure. Out of all the My Hero Academia figures, I think she's my second favorite that I have in my collection. It's really hard to say who my third favorite is, but I think Uraraka here is an adorable figure. Now, she does come with her own unique problems, seeing as how she doesn't have any ankle articulation. You will be utilizing the Figma stand to have her actually balance it for some posing. Seeing as how she doesn't have any ankle articulation, this stand is a godsend because it does help with posing her, and it does help get those dramatic shots for her quirk to be in effect. I think the rock accessory is a nice little accessory, although I don't really understand why she comes with rocks the way she does. I think extra faces would have been nice. If she had more rocks to attach to the space, I guess I would understand it a little more because she actually did use that against Bakugo. But it's really not that big of an accessory, and I'm not a big fan of it, but I am happy they included something to go with Uraraka. I think the helmeted head is another nice example of how Figma adds to the characters that they release. Now, if we can only get some more other important characters from Class 1A, such as Froppy and Momo, that's something I really think we need in the My Hero Academia collection. But until they get announced, I think I'm really happy with what we got. Seeing as how we got 5 essential characters from My Hero Academia, I think that's a really good start. And if they were to just end the line, I think that would be enough for me. Uraraka here will come at a price point of about $100, which is not an easy pill to swallow, seeing as how she doesn't come with too much accessories, and I think some effect pieces would have been really nice. The rocks is a nice touch, but a little bit more would have been nice. Other than that, I still think Uraraka here is a must-have for any My Hero Academia fan to have in your collection. And if you do need her, I believe she's still available on Big Bad Toy Store, so go check them out if you need to pick her up. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other My Hero Academia reviews and my Figma reviews. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly take a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.